Hello, we are here with Merge Elves and doing a couple things in this video. First, I want to talk about the Morning Sanctuary event. This is a brand new event. I actually wasn't sure if this was something that we'd seen before. I didn't think I remembered it, so I went online, did a quick Google search to look for it, and I didn't find anything about it, so that makes me think it must not exist yet. So yeah, I think a brand new event for everybody coming up in 2 days and 3 hours. So that is very exciting, and I am super looking forward to this. Ready to redeem myself after the disaster of the Halloween event. All will be well. Aside from previewing this event and taking a quick look at that, I also have exciting news in that I've started putting together a website for Merge Elves. When I was looking around for information to find out if we had seen that Morning Sanctuary event before, it turned out there really isn't any Merge Elf goodness online. So yeah, I found one wiki that was sort of up to date, but not. It didn't look like it was seeing a lot of traffic. Let me put it that way. So I was like, I have a little bit of time on my hands. A tiny bit of time on my hands. And it might be really fun to, try putting together an informational website. So I put together a couple of pages, and I've been doing screenshots from my game to fill in the different kinds of elves and such. And my hope is that this website is going to turn into a good, robust, reliable resource. Right now it's pretty bare bones. I just started it a few hours ago. But yeah, I have the videos from the last couple events up. I'm putting together event guides. I'm also doing pages for each of the merge chains. That way, people who haven't built certain merge chains will have information on those. And obviously, I'm using the images and information from my game. So there are going to be pieces that I don't have on there yet. So I'm equal parts building this for other people to look at and get information from, and also as sort of a record of my journey as I discover things. So I'm pretty excited about it. I did put that link on my channel as my website link. I'll also put it in the video description. So if you want to go and check it out and let me know what you think, that would be awesome. So that brings me around to the third thing that I want to do today. You may or may not have noticed my gem storage is significantly increased compared to where it was. Now we've got some level 1s, and they go all the way up to level 7. And the reason I was able to do this is because now, using those golden fruit, I can do a bubbling technique that lets me buy a lot of gem storage fairly inexpensively. And you can actually do this with any building. It works for elf houses and for your stone storage as well. But I'm going to show it with gem storage because that's what I'm working on. I'm hoping to be able to do some more gem harvesting during this coming up event. And last time, oh man, did I realize how difficult it is to do that gem harvesting if you don't have a lot of gem storage. So that's what we're going to try for. What I'm doing right now is condensing things down a little bit. So to do this method, you want space that you can easily clear out. But you do end up wanting your camp full, because the first step is to put your coin storage in bubbles, and you want to bubble all of your coin storage. When you put a piece of your coin storage, so one of these buildings here, into a bubble, it's going to delete that storage from up here in your storage total. So you can see right now I have a total of just over 11,000 storage. Well, this particular storage I have highlighted says it adds 75 gems to my storage, or 75 gem capacity to my storage. So as soon as I put this in a bubble, my gem storage capacity is going to go down by 75. Since my goal is to put all of my gem storage into bubbles, I'm going to go back down to the very starting level with this. And if you recall, when you first started playing Merge Elves, your gem storage was 100 gems. And that's what this is going to drop down to. So a couple things to notice about that. Right now, I have just under 1,800 gems in my storage. If I don't do anything with those gems and I bubble up my storage, I'm going to lose all except for 100 of those gems, because they won't have anywhere to go. So I'm going to spend those, and the best way, in my opinion, to spend that sort of thing is on eggs. I am trying to build up my Wind Elf, but I think my Wind Elf eggs cost... Oh no, that's actually not terrible. Yeah, so I'll grab a Wind Elf egg. And 1, 2 of... Oops, move that out of my way. Earth Elf eggs. Very nice. And we can just tuck those off to the side for the moment. So now that my gems are down below 100, so I know I'm not going to lose anything, I also want to make sure I have plenty of stone, because stone is what I'll be using to buy my buildings. Right now, my stone capacity is not very big. It's only 1,700. And I'm just under that, so I have as much stone as I can hold. Plus, I've got some larger chunks of stone over here that I can pick up later, depending on how many times I want to run through this cycle of building storage. So, my gems are good, my stones are good. The next thing to do is to fill up my map. And don't forget to unbubble your golden fruit before you fill up your map, or you won't have room for it. Since I'm working on my fruit trees and my life flowers, in order to fill up my map, I'm going to buy a couple of chests. Just a couple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These life chests are really good for working on those fruit trees and life flowers. So you do 5 and you do a 5 merge. And then the resulting premium life chests give you higher level items than the smaller ones. And for this, we don't have to worry too much about staying organized. We really just want to fill up the map. So, anything I can tap, I'm going to tap until it tells me my map can't hold anymore. Alright, so it is all tapped out. I also want my elves holding things, because we're going to use the bubbling technique where we pretend we're going to merge this golden fruit and then let the elves set items down. So in the interest of making this easier, I'm going to drag all this over here. All right. So before I start bubbling things, I want to show you how much it would cost me to buy a coin storage building. So if we go into our building menus, you can see right now the Minaret, I think is how you pronounce that, Minaret Gem Warehouse is going to cost 3,348 stone. I don't even have capacity to have that much stone. And the simple gem warehouse is 832 gems. So instead of paying either of those prices, watch what happens once I put my stone storage into bubbles. So we're going to pretend we're merging this. Alright, all the space on my map is now actually full. I set the fruit down so it's half on top of those gem houses. And I'm going to slide them off to the side. And then I'm going to do it again. Oh, sorry, that's not where I want you to set things. There we go. Wait for two of them to set down their items. There's two. Slide these off to the side. And because some of the elves have used up what they were holding, I'm going to get a couple more of them holding other things. We'll do some stone, it's pretty easy. Alright. One more time. Alright. All the space is taken up. So we'll put those in bubbles. Alright, so now if I... Oh, wait, I have one more thing to bubble. This guy over here. But this one is easy to bubble because it takes up two spaces. So to bubble it, we just have to set something on top of it when it doesn't have space to go somewhere else. All right. So now if we look at my gem storage, I can only store 100 gems. And that's perfectly fine because I don't need to store very many gems right now. But if we look at the buildings, now the cost of those buildings go back down to what they were at the start of the game. So now it's only 5 gems to get one of those level 1 and only 40 stone for a level 2. So as soon as your elves start building new buildings, those costs are going to go back up. So what we want to do is clear out a lot of space, as much space as we can. We're going to clean this up. Slide everything off to the side. And I will be making some 3 merges here just because my goal is to clean up my camp quickly. I'm not super worried about building things at the moment. I mean, I'm gonna try not to make too many 3 merges, but oops. There we go. There we go. So the more space you have available, the easier it's going to be for you to build a lot of storage. You want to be able to make a lot of these buildings at one time. And that really makes going through this whole process worth it, because it's a little bit of a lengthy process. I'm just organizing things around, making some merges. You can have your elves harvest fruit if you want to help you out. Sell anything you can sell. I'm actually just going to merge those down. Hurts a little bit since I am working on my stone, but that's okay. There is definitely more of that to be had. This stuff over here. So if you don't have a merge chain that you're specifically working on, you can just fill your camp up with orbs from your life flowers. And those are very fast to clean up. You just go around tapping on them. I decided to use those chests since I am working on my flowers and trees. So that's why I made that choice. But if you want this part of the process to go faster, you just have to use a different thing to fill up your camp. All right. There we go. Put that over there. So I don't have quite as much space as I normally like to have, but this is really just for demonstration purposes, so that's fine. But you would condense down everything you can. Then we get to go on a bit of a shopping spree. We are going to buy as many buildings as we can. I think I'm even going to come in here and do that. There we go. All right, so now we go into the shop. And since I have unlimited stone, I'm going to use the stone, but I am also going to use up my gems. So then we just start buying buildings. All right, I'm all out of gems, so now I'm going to start spending my stone. And I am all out of stone. Sell that, buy some more of these. Is there anything else that I wanted to sell? So you can see my elves have already started working on those buildings. As soon as they start getting them built, my cost is going to go back up. So if there's anything I want to do, in order to get more gold or more stone, I should do it now while my cost is still down at 40, because as soon as that first one is built, that 40 stone price tag goes away. All right, so it said I'm out of space. Merge something to make some more space. Another merge. No, it is not. Yep, it says I'm completely out of space. So, once you get to the point where you are out of space and you're okay being out of space, this is where we go through and we just tell all of our elves to start building. And they're going to build up these new coin storage warehouses, or gem storage warehouses. And once they're built, we'll be able to merge them together, which will be very nice and helpful. That. For some reason, it does not want me spending. I should have room to buy some more of those warehouses, but it does not want to let me. Odd. Very odd. But that's okay. Alright, so yeah, for the rest of this, we're really just going to be watching our elves build all of these buildings that we have acquired. So I'm going to pause my recording while I do that. If you don't have a lot of elves, this can take a while. So you might have to build some stuff and then all your elves will be asleep, and then when they wake up again, build some more. But trust me, this process is well worth it. I don't think I should have to stop to let elves rest. This building process just takes so long. So I'm going to pause the recording here and we will come back when all of my coin storage is built. All right, my elves are still building, but I wanted to show you one way I manage them and my camp while the elves are doing all of this building. And what I like to do is, since I don't want to lose out on the gems, because the whole point of this is to improve our gems and how we get them, I will tap on the gem houses, and then once I have some that are fully tapped out, like these 5 here, I'll make a 5 merge to make space. So now I can tap a couple more of these. We'll merge those gems to make a little more room for a couple more. Now I can do a 5 merge with these. And I've got an elf paying attention to the wrong thing, which is not unusual. And yeah, so just as they're working, it saves you some effort later if you condense things down as you go and as your elves are finishing things up. I do not recommend making a mass merge with these, or you will lose out on a lot of gems, and also you won't maximize the amount of storage. Let's see, so that was so if I move that over here, that's gonna, no, that's a bad place. Here, we'll slide that over there. Now that's a 5 merge. There we go. And as you're working, just periodically remind your elves of what you would like them to do. I've got 4 over there, and as you do more and more merges, you'll stop constantly running out of space as you're trying to condense this. There we go. Get a 5 merge right there. One, 2, 4, 5. Trying not to get those floating seeds because I don't want to put them on the map and in my way. Do that. Tap on a couple more of these. All right, everybody's busy. And I can come over and make a 5 merge with those. Very nice. No! Oh, that was clumsy and frustrating because I just got done saying not to do that. Oh, it happens though. It does happen. Oh my goodness. I do have a 10 merge with these guys though, so that's all right. Me oh my. Me oh my. One of those days. That's all right. Just keep going, keep merging, and hopefully what you're noticing is with comparatively little investment, we ended up with a lot more gem storage, and also we're getting back several gems as we tap on these. So it's working out quite nicely. Get the elves back to work where I want them. Alright, that's all of them doing a good job. And you can do this as many times as you want. So if I wanted to continue to work on my coin storage right now, as I condense these buildings, I would make sure to put my golden fruit back on the board. That way I have those for bubbling the new coin storage buildings that I've made. Let's see, other things I would also do as I work on this is like condense down my gems a little bit, but once you're into this cycle, having all of your gems around on the board will actually take up space for you. That way you don't have to fill the board with flowers or fruit or other things when you're ready to bubble your new buildings. So just tapping stuff, condensing things. And now that I've shown that part of the process, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's see. I was gonna say I'll pause the recording, but I think we're pretty close to done, all things considered. So I do have to say, one thing I noticed while I was doing this, there aren't a lot of spaces on the map to grab hold of the map when it's full. Like, if you try to move the map and accidentally put your finger on an item, instead of moving the map, you end up moving that item, which isn't always super helpful. So in other merge games, their maps tend to have a lot of holes in them, or open spaces, like there's some islands and things like that. But on this map, it's really just one big, huge section of land, which is awesome because land is the true premium resource in any merge game. You want all the land you can get, and they are very generous in this game. But it does mean when you're trying to move the map around in situations like this, you're more likely to, like I did with the gem storage, have a clumsy merge, or move things to places that you don't want them, which can potentially mess up your organization enough that you actually need to stop and reorganize your camp if it gets too scattered and spread out. So I've been trying to think of what kind of landscaping I want to do in my camp to sort of build in some, some islands, like have areas that I purposely don't put things in. That way when I'm working, I can, yep, there we go. That way when I'm working, I can grab the map and move it around without worrying about those clumsy merges and accidentally shuffling things around. So just one of my goals, and I've done a little bit of rearranging with that in mind, but I have not at all settled where I definitely want everything. So that is a project that I am currently working on. Gonna move that stuff over there. I've got 3 of these. Let's see if I can grab 2 more. So yeah, at this point, all of my buildings are basically put together. And now I'm just condensing these buildings down. So when I rebubble these to do my next round of buying, I don't have as many things to bubble. All of those are good. Because technically you don't have to, do this part where you combine things. You could just let that gem storage take up space on the map. And then, bubble everything. But then you would have a lot of bubbles to organize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is a 15 merge right here. Go like that to make sure I get all the gems I can. 15 merge. Get all of those. That's a 5 merge. That's a 5 merge. This is a 5 merge. Very nice. Those are a 5 merge. And every time you merge your gem storage, the new building will have a gem in it. So you want to make sure you are tapping on those and getting all the gems you can. Let's see. That looks good. That looks good. So if you are doing this multiple times, you just want to be careful and make sure you do actually rebubble all of your new gem storage, because if not, it won't reset the prices of those warehouses. So with the gem storage I have on the board right now, the price of my warehouses have gone back up to $1,600 and just over $400 for the gems. So when I rebubble these, those prices are going to drop again. Alright, very nice. I do need to make room to bring out the golden fruit. So we'll do a few quick merges like that. 1, 2, perfect. So then we set up for bubbling again, where we put our golden fruit all beside each other and we make sure our board is full, except now it should mostly be full of gems, which is awesome. And we want to make sure all or most of our elves are holding something. I will double check my gem storage. I only have one gem in there, so I'm definitely not going to risk losing anything. And right now I have 840 stone, which is a fine start. I will pick up more stone later on. So let's go ahead and start the bubbling process, which hopefully you practice with things that you don't mind losing. It's one of the reasons I prefer to do this bubbling with the golden fruit, because if I accidentally drop 3 golden fruit together and they merge, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I lose my 3 golden fruit and then I end up having to make more. But it's okay. I know some people like to use the high level stone, like not the stone resource itself, but the stones that give you stone. They like to use that when they bubble. With that, once you have those high level mountains or rocks, you are so close to having, oh my goodness, there we go. I made a mistake there, so that just fixed it. You are so close to having that stone wonder that I know I would be really upset if I accidentally merged those pieces at that stage. So I don't use them because I know it would frustrate me. And I know this is just a game, so I try really hard not to do things that could potentially set me up to feel frustrated. All right, we've got 3 more rounds to go on this, and then we'll be able to do our second round. I'm hoping to get the highest level coin storage today. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. So the highest level on coin storage is a level 8. I currently have 1 level 7, and then I already had a bunch of smaller warehouses, and then of course going through this process is giving me more. So, hoping that a couple rounds of this will get us that level 8 on the stone storage. Alright, we've got 2 things left to bubble. I almost missed that little guy right there. And then the other thing I love about doing this technique a couple times in a row, when we are doing our camp cleanup this next round, instead of condensing flowers and berries, we're going to be watching our pile of gems grow exponentially, and it is so much fun because you think about all of the lovely elf eggs you're going to buy when we're done. So yes, I really like this technique, and as I said earlier, this can be used with building elf houses, and it can also be used with stone storage the same exact way. Just to make sure I didn't miss any, my gem storage is at 105. That means there's another one of those little warehouses hiding somewhere that I missed. So I'm going to see if I can find it. $105 isn't bad. Oh, I just saw it. It's right there. All right. It's not bad at all. But since I've got the elves here and ready, and I found it, we'll go ahead and bundle that up too. There we go. All nicely packed away. So now I'm back down to 100, and you can see that my costs are back down to 40 and 5, which is exactly what I want. So now we pack our apples back up because we're going to want that space to put buildings on. And we spend a few minutes gathering up all of our gems and all of our stone, because I had them harvesting stone to fill in space. And you don't have to clear the entire map every single time. I just like to. I feel like if I'm putting in this much time and effort, I want to get a lot out of it. And to me, that means having a lot of space for putting new buildings. So this is the way I prefer to do it. But you could also do it just as well with a small space. Like what I have cleared right here would still give you a decent amount of new buildings. All right. And I do find after I've done this a couple times, I get way less picky about it. Like for my first one, I definitely would have made sure this entire side of the map was clear. But now, I'm less picky, more into just pushing things to places where it looks like they belong. Let's see. And the other thing to be aware of is your elf stamina. So I'm getting the distinct impression that I'm not going to have a whole ton of elf stamina left over for doing my next round of building. So my next round of building I'll probably do in multiple phases throughout this evening. Which is perfectly fine, and that's what you need to do, especially early in the game. Like with Merge Magic, with Merge Dragons, I have so many dragons that I could use this technique many, many times in a row and never run out of dragons to harvest for me and help me clean things up and move stuff around. But that is not the situation I'm in this game. All right, taking a look, I am going to condense this a little bit further. That looks good. And we'll move these guys in. Berries are cheap. I don't mind making 3 merges with berries. They are very easy to come by. Alright, so now I am there we go. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to buy a bunch more of these. And when I run out of stone, I can hop on over here, pick up another stone, and keep going. So earlier, when it wouldn't let me buy more, I actually ended up signing off of the game and logging back in, because whenever something technology doesn't work, the answer is always, or the first answer anyway, is always try restarting it. And it did work, and I was allowed to buy several more warehouses. And I still have space, so I'm gonna pick up and buy even some more. I want to completely fill my map with these level 2 warehouses. All right, it is full. Will not let me buy anything else, which is awesome. Oh, little orb there. Buy another one to fill in that hole. Maybe. Ah, no. It's back to not wanting to let me. That's fine. But yeah, so now we're back to the stage where we get the elves to build everything. And this round is going to be much slower for me since my elves are all sleeping. So, hopefully this was helpful, and I will check back in. I'm probably going to turn the recording off and let my elves slowly but surely build these buildings. And then I will show you how much storage I ended up with when all was said and done. All right, and we are back quite a little bit later, but not too horrible. And what I have left is 4 more things to build, 4 more of those level 2. Unfortunately, because of the way the numbers worked out, there are 4 instead of 5, so I'm going to have 4 of those hanging around. And I thought about just paying the higher price for 1 more to make it work out evenly, but that higher price is 7,024 gems. Sorry, not gems, stone. So I can't even pick up that much stone to spend. So I think I'm just going to have 4 of those level 2 hanging around. I did some merges to condense things up, but I decided to save the last round of merging to record so you guys can see. I always like to make sure I've tapped everything before I start merging, so I have all of the gems that I possibly can have. Merge those up. 5 merge over here. Bring that on over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a 5 merge, but this is a 5 merge. All right. So here we go. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2. This is going to be a 10 merge. Very nice. Tap that for the gems. Got a 5 merge there. Tap that for the gems. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anybody else floating around? No. Okay. So that's a 10 merge right here. Very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Merge right there. Tap those guys. I'm actually going to have quite a bit of stragglers, so I might do this again tomorrow, just to clean up all these extra little bits. And when I do it tomorrow, I'll actually calculate how many warehouses I need. That way I end up with an even number, and hopefully that even number will get me to a 5 merge for the level 8. Alright, tapping everything. Awesome. Alright, so 5 merge here on the level 6. Very nice. So what I have right now are 4. So I still have my 1 level 8. I've got 4 level 7s, 1 level 6. No, that's a level 5. That's a level 6. Oh, there's still one. Oh, sorry. 1 level 7, 4 level 6, 1 level 5, 3 level 4, 2. This is so messy now. 2 level 3, and then I'm going to have 4 on the level 2. I said I'm waiting till tomorrow. I might just do it tonight. Having all of these extra things is... Now my gem storage is taking up a lot of space. But that's fine. That's all part of the steps. You build it up, and then we'll get to a point where we can merge it all down. There we go. There we go, there we go. Very nice. Yeah. Alright, so I've got 2 more of those to build. So, yeah, looking at it, that's where we got today. And that was, so what I have here, I remembered to unbubble all of my buildings. So this is filling my map 3 times, because I did it once before filming, and then I did it twice during this video. And that got me to almost 3 level 7s. So it's probably going to take doing that another 3 to 5 times, depending on how much I can empty my map. I might condense down my trees and my flowers and, you know, get everything really pushed in. I've got a bunch of berry bushes over here. So I might do some merges with those and just really, you know, push everything back, get as much of my map as I possibly can. Another strategy, you can just bubble everything on your map. When you plan on doing that kind of, you know, building work, if you want to and feel comfortable with it, yeah, you can clear every single thing off of your map. And then that gives you the whole entire thing to work with. I think one of the mergers that I love watching, I believe his name is pronounced Boforox or Burforox. He does some great things, but whenever he's working in his camp, it's completely empty. He plays Merge Dragons, by the way. But yeah, his camp is completely empty, so he has a huge, open, beautiful map to work with. And, you know, I definitely get that. I just know, for me, packing everything up takes time. And I almost feel like the amount of time it would take me to pack everything up, I would be able to, you know, do an extra round of building. So it's like, how much time does it really save? For me, not much, because I do like to keep things out in my camp quite a bit. But for somebody who keeps their camp cleaned up anyway, it's definitely an advantage. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I will definitely make a video of the merge of me getting the level 8. I don't know that I'm gonna do another video of me going through this process of building, because you've got this video and you can see what it is. But once I have enough gem warehouses that my next round of merges would get me the level 8, I will pop on the record and share that with you guys. So that being said, just a reminder, check out my new website. It's really bare bones right now, but over the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping to beef it up quite a bit. We do have the event this weekend, the Morning Sanctuary, and definitely if you are enjoying my videos, subscribe, press the like button, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Have a good week.